Good morning, Facebook family. Okay, so last week I took a stab at this topic and a couple of people came on and I was running it and I couldn't, turns out they couldn't hear me because I, because it was in my Bluetooth and my Bluetooth was in my pocket. Duh. But today, I want to take another stab at this because this is something that I think is really, really important. And not only is it important, it's important. I'm just going to say it. And the topic is trust the process. So I'm going to just jump right in because I'm so impassioned about it that the information that I was spitting last week, I almost know is still there in my spirit, soul. So here we go. Okay. So, when I first heard this phrase, well, let me start with this. I remember coming up, and it was all about control. It was always about having control and being the master of your domain and, making sure that business was taken care of, TCB. And, whoever was under my charge, I was supposed to take care of them. Those are some really powerful statements, right? There are more, but I just want to stay relegated to those 3 or 4 for the interest of time. And then as I got older, I started navigating through life and getting pieces of information and, having experiences to go along with them. And those experiences either affirmed or refuted that information that I was receiving as I was developing into womanhood. But the most important part was that, I went through a process. And it wasn't a process of refinement. It was a process that was important and vital for me to reach the refining process. Whole nother conversation, but I want to stay on point. And so I got here and, I got to mixing it up with some people because I had been through some stuff. I had experienced some experiences and it was vital that I start the process of getting information, new information to put with the information that I had got or to refute said information and experiences that I just went through. And they were telling me, different things that was totally opposite. But one of the things that stuck out was trust the process. And I said, that's ridiculous, right? That's ridiculous. Coming from where I come from, that is ridiculous. And so, as I was traveling and evolving and growing and reading, and getting new information, especially the stuff that aligned itself with that phrase, trust the process, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to be a part of that. I liked everything else that was going on, but I don't know if I wanted to be a part of that. And so, because it trust in the process speaks to relinquishing some control, right? And I didn't want to do that. So I went along and, as you go along, as I went along in life, one thing that I'm learning about this process, i.e., I'm learning that you will get, this stuff got a way of being recursive, like recursing itself and repeating itself. And if you don't get the lesson right there, guess what? You're going to run into it again over here. And so, sure enough, I had some more experiences and I didn't want to trust the process and I didn't want to relinquish control. And so I started the process of going, pursuit of higher education. I wanted to get a degree or 2 or whatever. And, this last degree that I made a decision to pursue, it involved participating in residencies. The first residency, I loved it. But the second residency was the one that was the juggernaut, if you know what I mean. And I had this professor, and those who are my friends on Facebook, who are also my cohort collegiate brethren, they know who I'm talking about, because we were in Dallas, Texas, and we were considered that I donned us, crowned us, self-proclaimed us the Dallas 10. So I got to Dallas, Texas, and I'm telling you, I was on my last leg. So many things had happened. Murphy's Law, anything that could go wrong, I felt at this time in my life, anything that could go wrong did go wrong in my life. And I was at residency. I was there, but I was not present. I just wanted it to be over. But this professor, who was the bomb.com, he literally told us, we had this manual, this book, that curricula that we had to follow. And he literally said, we're not doing this. And he threw the manual out. And he rocked. I'm telling you, when I tell you, we rocked this residency rocked. And so what happened was, I got to this place where I was like, okay. And on the last day, the last 2 days before we leave, we get to do so many gyms. I can't even cover it in this feed, but we got to what we got from this process, what we're doing, what do we plan to do, what we hope. And good morning, Javilla. Trust the process. It says I can bring you on camera. Did you want to come on? Just put in yes or no. And so I got to the place where I was like really maneuvering around, and I said it when it got around to me to do my reflections. I said it. I said, I was on my last leg, I was really going to quit, and you gave me new life. And one of the things he said before he started was, he said, if you don't trust anything, trust the process. Trust the process. I got you, Jamil said no. It says trust the process. So once again, on 2 separate occasions in my life, I heard this phrase. At this point, I made a decision that I was going to dig off into this a little bit more. Now, I had heard trust the process. I'm talking about some 15, 20 years prior to. Now it came back around again. And so I said, I might want to pay attention. So I said, I'm going to dig into this. So the first thing I did when I got back from Dallas was I started giving some of my energies, because I also believe in high vibrational and low vibrational energies. And my high vibration, I wanted to lend some of my high vibrational energies to this phrase. So I got back and I was like, trust the process. So I got with my peoples who introduced it to me initially, because I'm still commingling with them. And so I got with them, and I really started digging in. And what I found out, man, why I didn't do this long ago is beyond me. Listen, check this out. I got friends. I got family. I got coworkers who I'm vested in. And what I'm finding out is it's not so much as, and I was talking with a family member yesterday, and I was waiting for her to come on, but I don't see her. But I was talking to her yesterday, and what I found out was that sometimes it's not just me, what people, because I said when they see me, I did a feed on when they see me, what do they see? It's also about what I project, if that makes sense. And I'm dealing with these people, and a lot of times, I found out that there's a pattern in different people from different veins of my life. They all treat me. I found them in one particular area of my life. They all treat me universally. And it's becoming so frustrating. Like, I'm going to go back and I'm going to have a V moment, which is vulnerability. When I was younger, my mom used to say stuff, and she said some things to me in my youth based on what she read of her child. And she said, you don't know anything about the streets. You need to be about those books, right? Which she wasn't wrong. I learned about the streets. And she's right. I did not want to know about the streets. And they will swallow you up. You need to pair yourself up with a husband, and that's going to take care of you so that you do not have to, and protect you and provide for you, because you're very naive to a lot of things. And so I'm going to zoom back real quick. I have friends and people who I found that are so protective of a part of me because of what I project. Does that make sense? And, up here lately, I've been finding myself really frustrated. They're so fearful and because I'm an adventurous girl. I will get up and go on a road trip, and some of my stuff is like almost death defying to some people. But what I'm learning is that universally, these 3 or 4 people in different areas of my life, I found that they were treating me the same, and it was getting really, really frustrating. And how I found that out is through statements they would make to me. I'm so, I'm concerned that, I'm worried that, I think that if you, Tisha, do you think that you should? And you could see the concern or hear the worry in their voice, and you can see the concern in their eyes when they say, be careful. I have no doubt that they love me. I have no doubt. If I doubted before, I have no doubt now, right? Makes sense? So now I'm at this place where I got these people. I'm frustrated with them. I really need for them to catch up because I've evolved in so many ways, like you don't even know what you got you don't know who you got at your back in me. I'm not that damsel in distress, right? Like, even if you don't trust me, because I have made poor decisions. I have made bad choices. I have raised my share of hell and left devastation and crying people in my midst. Make sense? But if you don't trust me, and you don't trust the environment that I'm in, and you don't trust my experiences, guess what? Trust the process. Trust my process. Trust and know that whatever is supposed to be for me is going to be for me. Does that make sense? And wherever this path goes, wherever it ends up, that it's going to be all right. This is the person that I've evolved to. What about you, Facebook family? Who have you, how do your people see you? Is there fear? Is there concern? Is there worry? I want to alleviate the people that love me, the people I'm saying this is my public decree right now, right here. Trust the process. Trust my process. Each one of my experiences is tailor designed for me. Just like each one of your processes, all of your experiences, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, it is tailor designed for you. I have to step back and let you do what it is you feel you need to do, and trust that everything is going to shake out all right in the end. Does that make sense? Listen, let me tell you something. The person you got, listen, the people who are in my life, the life that they got somebody who has been working. It's about that work. I've been doing that work. I've relinquished a lot of power. You have a role in our relationship and I have mine. I am not carrying weight anymore. That is no longer mine. The bucket of water that is on my shoulder, trust me, every drop in it I can account for, and I'm not carrying your bucket anymore. If we're in a relationship, you have a role and I have one too. And the thing that brings us and ties us together is the communication that we just like that. And the more effective the communication, guess what? The better the relationship. So if you don't, like I said, if you don't trust anything else, trust the process. And that's just not for the people in your life. What about for you? What is your process? Are you even aware that there's a road ahead of you and that you're on a path? Who knew? Who knew? I'm on a path. I got some things I need to do. If you are in my way, if you are not for me, you are against me. I have to get you out of my way. I'm going somewhere. I got more days behind me than I have ahead of me. At this stage of the game, nothing's guaranteed. I have to make a good run at everything after this point. So trust the process. Trust the process. You guys have a good day. You deserve it. And you definitely deserve it if you are pursuing it. Oh, I got some people on. Good morning, Wanda. Wanda says you can come on. Did you want to come on? Rebecca, did you want to come on? Wave, wave, wave. Who else? Jamila said no, straight up. Eunice. I know Eunice going to say nah. Jamila said no. So that's where I'm at today. Trust the process. I'm trusting the process. I'm trusting the process. And I got some other stuff to share with y'all too, but at a later time because this video is kind of long. I got a feeling.